Hi, I'm Kathy Dodson.
And I'm Jocelyn Lindsay. Welcome to another episode of 5 Minute Indie Insights, where we're going to try and give you tips and tricks within 5 minutes. But I think we've stretched beyond that, especially when we get into today's topics, because we're talking about websites and we have a series that we're going to do here on websites, and we're going to go beyond 5 minutes, I think, on each of these.
At least on some of them, because we're going to do 4 episodes on website because it's really important. Everyone's told you must have a website. We are going to break it down, right? Should you have a website? If you do, what needs to be on it? What platforms do you use? We're going to talk about all of it over the next four episodes.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right. I want to start by saying this episode, should you have a website? Everybody these days is, oh my God, I would say for like the last 15 years, for more than that, 20 years. Um I started out building websites for corporations, large Fortune 100 corporations, and then I moved into small business websites. And the thing that I see in small business websites and authors are small businesses as well, is there's this belief that you have to have you have to go out and have a website. It has to be the biggest, most expensive, most amazing website you can have. And I say, no, you don't.
Well,
It depends.
it depends. It depends. Whether you're a published author or not, right? If you're just a writer, you need to ask yourself this question. And there are great alternatives. Like you can have a URL and just a landing page.
Exactly.
Like if you want a presence on the web, you're going to be querying, yes, you want a presence on the web. If you are self-publishing your books, you want people to be able to go to a website. But let me tell you, very few people actually do.
Yeah.
So spending a ton of money to build out a giant website, unless you're going to use some other functionality with that, may not be worth it.
Yeah. If you're a nonfiction author building a platform, yes, people want to come to you. If you are going to be selling direct, yes. If there's reasons to have websites and to have a web presence, but if you're just starting writing, if you're just starting your book, or you just have one book out there and you're seeing what's happening, do you need to run out and have a website? No, probably not. You don't need a website if you have no audience, no traffic. Nobody knows who you are. You haven't published a book. You don't have an email list. You are just at ground zero. The website should not be the first thing you run out and do.
No, writing a book should be the first thing you run out and do.
Yes.
Second thing you should run out and do, and this is really important, is you should get your URL.
Yes.
Whether you are going to develop it yet or not, have yourname.com. I'm nothing.com, jocelynlindsay.com. You can put author on the back of that if you want to, or the front, or whatever.
Or if your name's not available.
If your name's not available. But get a URL today. It's going to cost you $20 a year. That is money that's well worth it, so that when it's time, you've got that settled.
Right. And you don't want somebody else, if you can get it, you don't want somebody else having it. You can just park it somewhere. So that, and back in the day, it used to be very, very important to have your URL be a .com. And we would run out and get the myname.com, myname.net, myname.org. Those were the only three options available, and we would lock them down. Nowadays, that doesn't, people aren't looking at, there's not a validation or an elitism to being a com or a whatever. It's just like, just get a name, park it, have a place that's yours. Whether you do anything with it this year or not for 6 years. I have domain names parked that have been parked for a decade. Yeah, you just get it. Kathy's absolutely right. You want to get it and you want to have it somewhere, because at some point you might want that for your website.
Right. So now let's talk about some of the reasons you might want a website, even if it's just a landing page. And Jessica, maybe you can tell us the difference between a landing page and a fully built out site.
Yeah, a landing page is like I think of them as like a digital business card. It's just a very simple virtual place that people can come find you. Here's my name, Jocelyn Lindsay. here's like my email, my contact information, and if I have a reader magnet and an email list that I'm building, that so that people can sign up for it's your business card. That's really all it is. And you can do that with a simple landing page through ConvertKit. I don't know if MailerLite does them, but I know Wix does. Squarespace will do.
You can do one for free on Canva
Yeah,
and
free
attach your
Canva.
URL to it. If it just
Yeah.
sits there, in fact, I can actually show you one real quick because I have a.
I was gonna say I've got to give you the power,
You'll have to get you the
which is always questionable.
We really worry about giving Kathy the power.
Right, exactly. And opening that up, card is another place to go. CARDD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From a bunch of places.
These, oh my God, these days there's so many places you can go.
That's in my publishing page. I publish, my company's Renegade Reads. It's just a landing page. It's got nothing to it. It's got links to the book and it's got a contact. But all I wanted was a testament so that if somebody says, hey, is this thing real? Yes, it is.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. But it's not anything with any functionality at all.
Right. Yeah. It's just a business card.
Yeah. It's like saying, here's my door, here's my front page, business card, whatever. But there's not a lot behind it. And there doesn't need to be, and there probably never will be.
No. And a website can be you could have a one-page website that's very similar to a landing page. I would say landing pages don't tend to have the same functionality as a website does. They're far more limited in what you can do with them. But for a business card, you really don't need more than links or information to go somewhere else. With a website, if you do a one-page website, you have a lot more functionality. So the two are not necessarily the same thing, but you can build out multiple pages with a website. You can have about pages. If you're selling books direct, you can have, your books up for sale on a website. You can have a contact. You can have a blog. You can have all kinds of other functions and places on that website.
Right. And we're going to talk a lot more about what needs to be or what can be in a website on the next episode. But right now, the real question is, do you need it? And
yeah,
don't spend a lot of money you don't need to spend early on.
Absolutely not. At this point, if you're still writing and you don't have a cover, you want a cover before you want a website.
Unless you have a blog or something. Again, if there's some functionality there, it can be a great place to just have for that type of.
Right. But don't go out and spend lots of money building a website, because really the down and dirty is, what do you want your website to do? And if you can't answer that clearly, you do not need a website right now. If it's just because my cousin Joe told me I needed a website, or this guy on this webinar told me I needed a website, you don't need a website right now. You need to know what, if you're getting, the strategy is know why you're getting that website.
Yep.
And if you can't answer it.
Yeah. And some answers are, I'm querying and I want agents to be able to go to where I am and see my bio and some information, right? Or I am going to go ahead and start a blog or a newsletter and I need that, homepage. But again, get your URL. That's critical. Get it when you need it.
Yeah, exactly. That'll still be there for you. Their websites are not going anywhere today. So thank you. I would love to know in the comments who has a website, maybe who got a website too early, maybe who's like, websites can be frustrating. Tell us your website story. We would love to hear what you're doing with your website. And we are going to move into our next episode on websites. So we hope you come with us over to that next episode, and we will see you over there.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.